pooping out. Although I did get a new phone. I got the iPhone XR.
Is it any good?
This thing's pretty cool, man. So, it doesn't have a home button, though.
That would throw me off.
Yeah, it's taking me a little while.
I'm sure I'd get used to it.
But it uses face recognition now.
Yeah.
It's a little weird for me. But
yeah.
But I had it all set. It's kind of cool until I go to show somebody how it works and it doesn't work. I'm like, then she's like, I'm taking the boys to get their haircut. And I was like, holy crap, man. She came back and we ended up spending in 1 month $90 on a haircut. And I was on haircuts for 3 dudes. And I was like, no, we ain't doing this crap no more. And I went to Walmart.
Time to get the dog clippers.
I went to Walmart. I bought a $30 clippers that I still have to this day, and it came with like a little side clipper just to do the back and the neck and everything like that. And I said, and I started watching YouTube videos, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna figure out how to do this myself. And that's what I did. And I was all like, and I remember the first time I did it, I was like a 3 on the side. I went 3 on the side all the way up, boom, boom, boom. And then I was like, I'm gonna do 5 on the top. And I did a 5 on the top. And I was like, zoom, zoom, zoom. And I was like, all right, that don't look too bad. It looks kind of dorky when I don't put anything in it, but then I put some in it. I'm like, oh, it looks kind of normal. So then I was like, and then I just was like, all right, that's what I did for the longest time. And then the boys, I just shaved their heads. Zip, 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 zip. There we go. We're done. Guess how much that cost me? $30, and I'm done. All right? And it just cost me $30 in 1 month. And then next month, guess how much it cost me? Nothing. It cost me nothing. I was like, yeah, we saved $90. Okay? And so then...
Full dad mode.
Full dad mode. And then that's what I do. I do that like, and like now the boys, the only problem with this is...
And then you're fighting with your wife over 2 degrees on the thermostat. Yeah. No, Faye, that's too much AC.
We're using too much AC. What are you trying to do? Freeze us out here? You're trying to freeze the AC.
Turn up the electric bill. You're gonna make us pay too much.
So now that's what I do every month. I do that for myself at least once a month. I cut my hair, my own, at least once a month. The boys, I cut every 2 months. I'm like, let's let it get real bushy, and we'll cut it, and it'll be like, oh my gosh, you look great, you know. And so, actually, talking right now makes me want to go cut my hair after we're done. I'm gonna go cut my hair after we're done.
You want to know what's really funny? It's that Dave really needed the haircut.
Yeah.
More than me. I could have gone longer, except when my beard gets to a certain length, I will start to, caress it. Yeah. You know. And Leia says she can hear it when I sit back and I stroke my beard as I'm thinking deep thoughts.
Are they theological or just regular thoughts?
Oh, everything's theological, baby. Everything's theological. 100%.
Financial thoughts? Theological. Okay.
Yeah.
Educational thoughts? Theological. Sexual thoughts?
Theological. That's right. Everything's theological, Justin.
You're not wrong.
I had to explain this to Clint, the music minister. We were sitting there, and I was saying, yeah, everything's theological because he's getting married soon, and I was making partially a joke, but was it a sex joke? It wasn't a sex joke.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
I don't know how to tell sex jokes to Clint because we just don't have that relationship. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a sexual relationship.
Well, let me commend you on not having a sexual relationship with your music minister named Clint. Congratulations on that.
Well, I don't know. I just I wouldn't feel comfortable making a bunch of sex jokes with him.
Question.
Because
are you going to have to talk with him?
No, he's ooh.
You're going to have to talk.
I might have to. I might have to
talk with him. He's
I might
a
have
young
to have
fella.
talk with him.
Okay.
He's a young fella.
I know.
And his father's passed, right?
You might have to have the talk.
I might have to have a
I
little
had to
talk
have the
with him.
talk with a couple of guys that wedding night that I did, and I was like, okay, are you ready? And they're like, ready for what? I'm like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you
they're-
know.
Yeah.
And then every
Are you
time I
prepared?
asked that, they're all like, and then I was like, all right, here's what you're gonna want to do.
you-
And then I start,
You have no idea
then
what's
I
going
start
on.
describing
Let me
in
break this
very,
down for you.
very graphic detail what it's gonna be like the first time, you know. And I'm like, you're gonna want to do this, and then I start drawing diagrams, you know.
That's
You
a
know?
good idea. Yeah.
You know,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
You're gonna want to draw some diagrams.
Justin, you have just enlightened me on something that, man, I kind of don't want to do, but I feel like I might have to.
You know what
I might have to. I might have to break it all down for him, Barney Fife
yeah.
style. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I did?
It's gonna
I
be
had,
rough.
I had a gentleman who was divorced, and
Yeah.
and then he was getting remarried, and I was like, listen, things have changed.
He's never changed.
Things have changed since you were married. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude, the game has changed. All right. It's all different
now,
than
man.
when you were last married. He's like, how so? And then I started I'll be totally honest with you, I made crap up.
Yeah.
I was like, this
Well,
is
yeah.
a thing, and then I'd like make up a name. I'd be like, this is called
Yeah.
this is this position. You this, and this, and this is called the Steve Martin. All right.
Yeah.
They love the Steve Martin. Go with that. And I just kept naming them things, you know, like this is the Ralph Macchio, all right. And then
Not as impressive as
what
you
was the
hope.
one? It was like the Fred Savage. Whatever you do, don't do the Fred Savage on her. She will not appreciate that. At least not on the first night, okay?
You gotta,
You gotta work
to
up to the Fred Savage.
I
Go
mean,
with the Steve Martin, go with the Ralph Macchio, but Fred Savage, you're gonna want to save that for later. You know, and so he was all like taking notes and stuff. He's like, really? Is this a thing? And then that
Then?
Sunday after, he goes, hey man, I did the Steve Martin. Woo! To the moon! And I was like this. I look at him, I go, ugh, that's disgusting. He's like, what are you talking about? I go, dude, I would never do that. That's what I said. That's Steve Martin. No one does a Steve Martin. I made that up.
Nah. Steve
I
Martin.
made the Steve Martin up.
The Steve Martin should be in the regular rotation, Justin. Come on.
I'll tell you what
gotta
the
be-
Steve.
keep
I'll
it
tell you what the
spicy,
Steve
man.
Martin
Keep it
is
spicy.
off stream. I'll tell you what it was.
Oh, okay.
You
okay.
will die laughing.
The Fred Savage. The Fred
No, no,
Savage.
Fred Savage.
Hey, man. What I'm saying is that after you've been married for about, I don't know, maybe 17 years, 17
That's
and
how
a
long
half.
we've been married, right?
Right, we've been married that long.
Not to each
not
other.
to
Okay,
each
let's
other.
clarify that. Thank you.
But, right, not to each other. Well, Justin and I developed our relationship a little bit after we were both
Exactly.
married. So that's when
Yeah.
that happened. But, after you've been married for 17 and a half years, maybe you need to throw a little Fred Savage into the mix. That's all I'm
Ralph
saying.
Macchio,
Throw it in there.
Fred Savage, some Clint, perhaps even
never-
some Clint Eastwood.
Oh, Clint Eastwood is your bread and butter, man. That's your
Yeah,
bread
but
and
you're gonna
butter.
you're gonna want to be experienced for the Clint Eastwood.
You got to stretch out
Yeah.
good. That's
You,
the thing.
you don't want to be
wanna
pulling a
blend her up
muscle. You don't want to be
first.
pulling a muscle during the Clint Eastwood. That's embarrassing.
Oh. Oh man, I can tell you some stuff, but
Yeah.
never mind. Clint Eastwood's old hand for us. So that's just regular
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So apparently now I'm becoming a hipster because I like to get a good
Yeah.
haircut.
And you gotta have
Right.
the sex talk with your young your young.
And I gotta
worshiper.
have the sex talk with Clint. Dude. I might pull Leon into the mix on this. Do you know who gave me the wedding night sex
Who?
talk? Fat
Oh
Rock.
gosh, that's a bad idea right there.
Dude. That was Go Ropes.
Yeah. You know who gave me mine? Bryce
What? Who?
Folk.
Oh, that would have been so
In the middle
awkward.
of a Walmart.
Oh,
I know, right?
oh,
He's like,
oh.
hey Justin, we'll we're out there like trying to get some stuff for an event. He's like, well, you're going to be married soon. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Before you have sex. I'm like, oh, whoa, what are we doing right now? He's like, you're going to want to, and I'm like, like, dude, we're in a Walmart right now. No, listen to me. This is really important, Justin.
Yeah.
Justin, this is really important.
And it was important.
It was, but at the same time, it could have waited till we were in the car.
You didn't need to hear it then.
Could have waited till we were in the car.
Right. So what you're telling me is that when I go to have this sex talk with Clint, because...
Do it in the middle of a Ponderosa at lunch.
Well, look, and why does this fall to me?
You're the pastor, dude.
That's my question.
Who else does he have, Martin?
Who's willing to talk like this to him, who has a little bit more experience sexually than his boys? Probably no one. It's probably me and Leon probably got to knock this out.
Yeah, you need to do.
So I need to take him to lunch. Me and Leon need to take him to lunch.
And then you go here. Then you get the napkins. Make sure you bring a pen or ask the waitress for a pen. Say, can I borrow your pen, ma'am? And she'll say, yeah. And then you're like, okay, let me draw this out here. Okay, and you can draw diagrams.
Show you.
Now listen.
It's like, all right, excuse me, miss, can you bring us a donut and an egg roll? So, because a donut and an egg roll are the perfect mix.
Ask for a cruller.
A cruller
and a regular donut. Can I get like a
jelly
donut, a jelly donut and a cruller? What?
I think I've told you this before. Oh man, you said a jelly donut. That's the most terrible thing I've ever heard. It's so awful. Oh my goodness. I hope. Is this wrong? This is wrong.
It's wrong. Before you even say it's wrong.
What I'm about to tell you is wrong, right? But sort of like behind this conversation is my quiet hope that when I sit down with Clint, because now I just have to do it.
Right? And you need to tell us how it went.
You
need to tell us how it went.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to do it this week.
Yeah, you gotta do this week. Next week, you tell us how it went.
Okay. And tell you how it goes.
Worst experience ever.
Don't forget to remind me, okay? Because I'm gonna have to knock this out. All right. So my fear, or no, my hope, is that when I take him to lunch and I sit down and I'm like, Clint, now I don't know your sexual history, but I'm going to tell you some things about the first night that you need to know. And he says, you know what, dude? You don't got to worry about that.
And then you're going to be like, you're fired.
And I'm going to be like, oh. See, isn't that a problem, though? Because what if I, what do you do? What do you do?
Then he looks at you and says, Justin, don't worry, I've been watching a lot of porn. You're like, oh, you're... Okay, well, you're fired.
Oh. Now, I gotta preface this with some conversation like, because look, man, there's no immunity period. You know what I'm saying? Right? That doesn't work for me. So there's no like whatever you tell me here won't affect anything, right? Because that's just not reality, right? Because if it turns out that he's running like a prostitution ring on the side, that's not gonna work out for me.
Some issues there.
We're gonna have to do something about that. But my underlying sort of selfish hope that when I sit down to talk to him, like, Clint, I want to talk to you about sex, because I don't know what's going on with your premarital counseling that this other guy's doing, the guy who's performing your marriage, but I'm just gonna guess
it's crap.
I'm just gonna guess that he isn't gonna tell you the type of dirty crap that I'm about to tell you. So, terrible, Justin. Terrible. But you know what? Yeah. Don't we all have somebody who sat us down and said, "Look, this is what."
The heck is he talking about?
What he said. Do you not know? Do I need to have the sex talk with you?
I don't know what that crap he was teaching you, dude, but...
What he was...
Alright, this is definitely not going to be in the regular
Sometimes.
podcast.
So you're saying this is getting cut?
cut.
Okay, well, this is what he told me. Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
He said, look, man, after you have sex, there's probably going to be... You can't always make
what is he? What? I'm
If
just
you're
gonna
a
be,
gentleman,
I'm just gonna be
if you're a
honest. I'm
gentleman,
just gonna be honest. What is he
sometimes
working with,
you're
like a
gonna have to
freaking
take that
fire
yourself.
hose here? Like he can't control it. It's like,
Probably.
"Rah!" I'm like, honestly, like yeah, maybe a little bit.
Hey, man, it depends different people produce different
I
things,
guess
man,
so.
so you never know. You never know. Didn't you ever watch The League?
Yeah, but I don't remember this. Like,
Okay.
Bryce
there was
said to me, he
episode...
goes, "Here's the deal. I'm just gonna. All right.
Oh
all
my
right. Bryce
goodness.
said to me, he goes, listen.
So our Patreon subscribers are going to get some good
Oh
stuff.
my
Let's hear
gosh,
it.
Yeah, this is Patreon all the way. All right. So
Break it out.
So Bryce says to
That'd be
me,
good.
he goes, "All right, here's the deal. Before you,
Oh, man.
before,
Whenever the minister says, "All right, here's the deal,"
before you just go
just
for
run
it,
away screaming.
before you go for it,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Right.
want to make sure." And he
That
did all
voice.
this in the middle of a Walmart. I was like, we literally are stopped in the middle of an aisle. I go, Bryce, no, we're not talking about this right now. Okay, I get it. So
Yeah.
yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna be totally honest with you, Bryce. Wait, who are you, Martin? Sorry, our connection
Martin,
is
yeah.
poor. I
Yeah.
feel like Fat Rock should have given you better advice than that.
That was good
I don't
advice.
know. I don't think it was that good.
It was. It enlightened me to something that I wasn't anticipating. Just hadn't
Yeah,
considered.
well, when I listen.
But it's true. I mean, you want to be a
Listen,
gentleman.
When
be a gentleman.
I gave the sex talk to Matthew, okay?
Okay.
I mean his dad is still around and everything like that, but I did his wedding and I go, all right. And this is let me suggest this to you, okay? You had the sex talk with Clint. You go, all right. Let's talk about sex. Cause you're getting ready to have it, okay? And you just go and you just kind of make almost like a joke about it. All right, you kind of just joke about it, but you say real things. You're like, sex is like when a man and woman love each other. They're right around, and then I drew a diagram.
Oh
I drew a diagram. I said, "All right, see this right here? You're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to go past this, hang a left, and then go straight in." And he's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "If you do that, you pretty much got it. You're pretty much good."
You got to just read the response.
Yeah.
Read the response.
Yeah.
Everything. It's all natural.
You're
We'll all be
welcome,
okay.
Patreon. Oh my gosh.
Which makes me wonder, because it is all a part of the created order, do I really need to have this conversation with Clint?
Let me just say this.
I mean, I feel like I might need to do it just because it's going to be
It
funny for
will
the
be funny
show.
for the show, but at the same time, let me say this, all right? And I think you can attest to this as well, all right?
Yeah.
First year sex,
Nah, you're kind of figuring things out.
second year sex, you're kind of even every year, for me at least, sex has gotten exponentially better.
Dude, I'm having the best sex of my life.
I
right now.
literally had sex. I
mean,
literally
right
had
now.
sex last night, and I literally thought to
I
myself,
just had
I thought to
sex.
myself,
And it felt so good. Lonely
yeah,
Island,
I
welcome
literally
back
said,
home.
we're really good at this. I even said that to her afterwards.
Yeah.
I said, we're really good at this. And she said, yes, we are. And I'm like, we should do this more often. And she's like, well, I don't know about that. It's like, but we're
Once a month is working
we're
out pretty
really good at
for
it.
ya.
And so literally practice makes perfect. And if I can take some of the wisdom that I have gleaned over the last 16, 17 years, then, because I think it's 16 years that we've been married. Honestly, she doesn't know either.
17. We got married like
All
a
right,
week
so we've been
apart.
married 17 years. All right. If I
Yeah.
can give
Just
a
subtract-
few
just
little
subtract
tips
one from
that
the
are
year.
gonna that I had to find out on my own through chance and circumstance, okay? All right. If I can give somebody a couple tips that are gonna help them to get where I'm at now after 17 years, then why would I not? I mean I am to pass the blessing on, right?
Because nobody helped you, Justin. That's why.
No. I'm gonna pass that knowledge on so that some young man can have better sex longer. That's the kind of man I am.
So baseball, the self-distraction, all that sort of stuff.
Did you say self-distraction?
Self-distraction, yeah.
What are you talking about? Self-distraction.
You don't participate in self-distraction?
I don't want to talk about this with you.
Well, you just said you want him to have sex better longer,
Well,
right?
I meant
Well,
longer.
A part
Listen,
of having
all right,
sex longer is
I-
having a little bit of self-distraction. You distract yourself
you
from what
thinking
you're
about
doing.
chores you
That
got to do and
way-
stuff like that? No, that's not what I'm talking.
Hey man,
When
whatever,
I said
whatever
longer,
works,
I
brother.
wasn't talking about the duration of the sex. Because here's the deal: if you can get that
okay.
sucker knocked out in 30 seconds, more power to you.
Knock it out.
You know, like if you're going 5 minutes, then that's like at least 4.5 minutes longer than normal. Okay, good job. Okay, the quickie actually is.
You gotta get your cardio
listen,
in.
but the quickie.
You don't want to gas.
You don't want to gas, but the
Justin.
quickie.
You don't wanna gas.
Don't overestimate the quickie. Okay.
I would say don't
Yeah,
underestimate.
don't
the-
underestimate the quickie. The power of the quickie.
Yeah.
You're gonna live and die by the quickie. Live and die by the quickie. All right.
goodness.
But what I was saying longer is not so much during sex, but
Especially when you
longer.
have kids.
Yeah, when you have kids, you're gonna need that quickie.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as I want you to have like it took me a long time to experience the great intimacy that I have with my wife now. All right. So that means a young man who is like I can give him wisdom and advice on
Yeah.
how to have better sex starting in the beginning. And then he'll just keep getting better and better and better. You know?
See, here's where I think the problem lies,
Yeah.
or where we might have a bit.
You're a
of
selfish lover.
You have, well, I try not to be, but hey, you know what? Sometimes biology takes over. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm done. Tapped out.
That's right. It's a race.
I
Sex is a
win
race. And if I
again.
get done first, I win. I win.
Yeah.
I win. Anyway,
Continue on.
you have had 17 years of experience with
Yeah.
your wife,
Yeah.
right? But not every woman is the
No,
same,
they're not. No.
right? Right. So you are an expert,
Not my wife.
but only with Faye, right? So any advice that you give, you're really just teaching these people how to have sex with Faye, but they're not ever going to get a chance to do that,
Well,
right?
Yeah,
They're
though they're
never
never
gonna
going to
get
have
a
a
chance
chance to do that. And if they even think about that,
It's important for
they're
you to
dead.
say that they're never going to have a chance
However,
to do that, right?
anatomy
But you're saying
is the same. Okay?
Right.
And so there might be some things people are into, but your basics, and let me just say,
Your
I'm
basic.
talking about the steak and potatoes of sex. The basics are all the same,
Steak
okay?
steak and potato.
Listen, there's the steak and potatoes of sex, and anatomy doesn't change, okay?
Well, that's the thing, is that anatomy is different. Like, there's differences in different people's anatomy. So what works for you and Faye might not work for
All
someone
right,
else.
question.
So you gotta have some
Question.
freedom there, to play
Question.
around.
All right.
Yeah. What's up?
Do you have a penis?
I do.
So do I. Right? How
Yeah.
many testicles do you have?
14.
All right. Well, I only have 3. All right. So never mind. Illustration totally broke.
Never mind. Okay, so like I get that, right? We're all working with the same basic equipment, but it's also like my junk is not the same as your
Facts.
junk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because of that, the sex that I have with my wife is very, very good because we've got this long relationship and all that sort of stuff. I doubt very much that I would have nearly as satisfying sex with anybody else because
Yeah.
we already know each other. We know how to. We've been using the same equipment for the long time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we know
Yeah.
how it works. We know what's getting
Yep.
things done. That's the thing of it, is that you become an expert, but in this one person,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the idea that sex with somebody else is going to be far superior or something like that just doesn't make sense to me. Because think about it, like, if all your jujitsu training is with one guy, right? You're going to learn how to fight that one guy really well,
Mm-hmm.
right? To the point where, and that guy's going to learn how to fight with you really well, to the point where your fights are going to be really good, right? But then you go and you fight somebody else that you don't know as well, right? When you fight him, that fight might not be very good, right? Because you're not used to each other's rhythms and all that sort of stuff. I think the argument works.
Yeah, but at the same time,
As long as you win, though, that's the
at
important
the
part,
same
right, Justin?
time, a choke is still a choke, and an armbar is still an armbar. You know, no matter
Right.
who it is.
I'm more interested in how we're getting there.
Yeah. And
It's all in the transitions, man. That's where professionalism lies.
But
in
at the same
transitions.
time, you know, like I'm not giving, very super duper specific advice. I'm saying like, hey, try this, and there's this area. Focus on this
Yeah.
area. Because that's literally
think-
like they're anatomy wise, that's like they're all the same. Okay? Maybe varying in sizes here and there, but they're pretty much all the same. Just like a choke is a choke and an armbar is an armbar. There's variations to the armbar, but guess what? They're all the same. They're all the same thing. Like if you don't tap out, your arm is broken. And if you don't
The other
tap out,
piece
you're
of-
having an orgasm
So
sexually.
right, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how any of this is going to make it into the.
No,
regular
none of
podcast.
this is making it. There might be something.
None of this is going to make
Yeah.
it in there.
There might be
able to
one
establish
little
something.
part where I say something about
You're able
you
to
tap
get something
out
in there.
and then it's an orgasm.
Yeah.
That might
Now-
be it.
The other piece of advice besides what Fat Rock told me that I'll probably give to Clint would be this: whatever you've seen in porn that's not real.
Yeah.
That would probably be the
Absolutely.
other advice. It's like, don't be trying that nonsense.
Because honestly, if you try
Because-
that, probably is what's going to happen. They're like, "What in the world are you doing?" Not to mention,
Well,
you got to think like none of that is none of that stuff that you see is accurate or real or intimate.
Well, it's designed for the end user, the guy who's watching
Yeah.
it. So if you're watching something that's designed for the end user who's watching it, then it's not designed for the mutual benefit of the people involved. That's just is not what it's
Yeah.
about. So it isn't going to work. I was watching this TED Talk where this guy who wasn't even a Christian guy. He was just a guy who was interested in sexuality. He said, "I don't watch porn anymore, and the reason I don't watch it is because I realized that none of that stuff
Yeah.
was real. Because half the time the man wasn't even touching the woman, right? And it's like that's not what a sexual encounter is like. You touch the woman,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's what a man does, right? So it doesn't make sense. But in pornography, if the man touches the woman, then she's not on display anymore, right? You're just seeing the man touching people, which doesn't make any sense. And for the individuals participating in sex, right? So that would be the other thing that I would probably, because I'm starting to think now that you've told me this that I have to do this, and I agree. I need to do this. I'm trying to think. What do I need to tell him? What do I need to tell Clint? I need to make him uncomfortable. Tell him about.
Don't tell them that.
Martin and I would like to thank you all so much for your ongoing support and encouragement. You keep listening, and we'll keep recording. And also, don't forget to tune in next week where we get an update from Martin on how the talk went. Oh, I cannot wait.
Because he'll know that they're far away. Geography is really gonna mess up this talk, but it will be okay.
Yeah, maybe you can just use like a hot dog or something. You got a hot dog place around there?
I don't think anybody sells hot dogs.
Man.
Let's just go to the Mexican place, get a burrito.
2 full chickens. You can use that and post them. Some rotisserie chickens. You get some rotisserie chickens from the store and and you put.
All right, we're gonna.
You have a bed there.
You
You put these 2 chickens in it. So you got this chicken and that chicken, and then
You and your fiance love each other very much. Now I'm gonna show you how to
so like this chicken.
how to make
This
this whole
chicken's gonna get on
experience
top
better.
of this chicken.
Right.
Just
Like
move
that.
around, flop around,
Oh
flop
my
around.
goodness.
See what
Oh.
happens.